Hey y'all, it is February 22nd, 2018, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, every last one of you out there. I want to take some time out with y'all to discuss with you the state of American Christians for those who are abroad who might not really exactly know the state of American Christians, and as well the delicate balance, basically, if I were to put it, that's the best way I could put it. The delicate balance that is trying to be realized right now in America, and it's probably happening worldwide to some extent in different varying ways. People are trying to find a delicate balance, all right? Whether they know it or not, people collectively are all working towards finding a delicate balance in which we find justice and peace and success and things of this nature. And we're going to talk more about that balance here in a second. But I want to specifically mention those who consider themselves to be American Christians. Now, we've discussed on this channel, is widely discussed across the internet, that most American Christians really, they're halfway. All right, they're what's called lukewarm. All right, most of them. What's the percentage? I can't tell you. But, however, yet and still, you gotta understand, there's so many of them that even the small percentage who are actually really about living that life. All right, it's kind of a lot here in America. You can find them, it's few and far between, but if you were to add them all up, it's a lot of them. A lot of them. All right, I want to describe that for a lot of people around the world, because there's Christians around the world, and they're not exactly the same thing as American Christians, and vice versa. We're all different in that way. We have our different cultures and our backgrounds, and we've got our different histories about us. And so it's a lot of things that are different about us. All right. I want to explain, not only for the people abroad, but for the people here, that it's interesting to see the whole situation play out. You might call it the tribulation. I know I do. All right, but the thing is, the American Christians are playing right now a very integral role in the whole global, like I said, kind of a transformation, kind of a reckoning. All right, and that what we need to understand is we've been given a lot of illusions, distractions to mess up our brains, and lots of times it does. It's messed up my brains. I promise you that I've had to reverse engineer all sort of messed up stuff in my brains that's been slipped in there by who? Public school, pop culture, the TV, the radio, the magazines. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty clear to see where it's coming from. Right. What I gotta explain is we gotta reverse engineer stuff. We're trying to find a delicate balance. We're being given illusions such as the left and the right. At this point in 2018, anybody with half a brain looks at the left-right paradigm, and it laughs. All right, it's a stupid, silly joke. All right, but yet and still, even still, you can note that you can categorize people in such a way, being like left is usually what used to be called liberal, now it's gone wackadoodle. But the left is usually would call liberal. It's like it's more of live and let live. You go off, do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, and let's not even worry about too many laws. That's how it used to be. But now it's like, oh man, we need more and more laws. People who find themselves on the left find themselves needing more and more and more laws, even though the amount of laws that we have been stacking on top of each other really have not been helping us as a people. All right, statistically, just anecdotally, it's not really been helping us. All these laws that we've been making, we've just been creating a bigger pickle. But see, that's what people on the left tend to want to like these days. All right, this is obvious on the internet. And there's going to be people on the right. There's people on the extreme right. And what you think about usually about those extreme right people is they want less of a government than the people on the left. People on the left want a huge, all-encompassing government that looks after everybody with their laws. They sprinkle laws down on people and keep them safe at night. That's the extreme. Now, on the other end of the extreme of the right, you have people and they want a small government. They don't want their government spending a lot of money. But at the same time, you might have certain factors of they want punishment, dude, serious punishment on people who are tripping, on people who are like terrorists and stuff trying to get at our children. See, the right, the extreme right, is known for calling for all sort of harsh justice, all sort of it, on people to include, and especially those who shoot up schools. All right, so now you got a lot of people who feel a lot of different ways. You got people on the left and the right. This kind of illusion of a paradigm. You got these people, and most of them, a lot of them, are sinking their feet in. You know, they're digging their heels in, and they're not going to be moved. Right? They're not going to be swayed or anything like that. They're going to have to agree to disagree. A lot of them aren't going to leave it at that. The people on the right, who tend to have lots of guns, all right, just to describe America, the people on the right who tend to have lots of guns, all right, they're not real cool with all these anti-gun laws that are coming from the left. Meanwhile, like I said, on the extreme, it's usually the right who's more concerned with punishment. And so it's kind of ironic that the left is like, oh, you're not concerned with the killing of children. The right, just generally speaking, is more concerned with the killing of children. Way more concerned than the left ever is. The left, if we're going to acknowledge that illusion, the people on the left, they get all hot and bothered when children are killed up in the schools. And trust me, nobody likes it, left or right. Nobody likes the killing of kids in schools. But not only that, people on the right, they tend to not like the murdering of babies and the abortion of babies. They just tend to not like it. Right? But we're considering the different factors of people on the left and the right. And they're on the extremes. They're digging their heels in. They're making enemies. They're burning bridges. Right? Meanwhile, most of the people who are not going to be acknowledged here in America, this would be to include a lot of American Christians. They're going to fly under the radar. Right? They're not going to be acknowledged so much on the television and things of this nature. But however, we're out there. In fact, we're most of us. Most of us are kind of towards the middle that way. We're not in the left or the right at all. Right? And the thing is, like I said, it's a very small percentage who actually is Americans and Christians and will go to the grave with it. Right? There's some of us out there, but there's a lot of people who are kind of finding themselves towards the middle. And in fact, I've always been closer towards the middle. Before we go on any further, I just want to let y'all know, for those who are extreme left and extreme right and you dig your heels in, you don't want to compromise and things of this nature, Jesus Christ is in the middle. That is the whole point. Jesus Christ ain't left or right ever. He's left and right. He's Alpha and Omega. He does all this. He is directly in the middle, the very pinpoint middle. That is Jesus Christ himself. So what I want to explain for everybody out there is just speaking in generalities in the American populace of people who do want to compromise. Most times they might be like myself. But of course, it'll vary over the whole spectrum. But most times they'll find themselves to be just like me. And in that, realistically speaking, if you were to talk to me about things that I find concerning and things and laws that I want made and this and that, you'll find me slightly to the left. You'll find me slightly being liberal, i.e., I don't care what you do, and I can't find myself caring what you do. I'm going to do my own thing. So long as you don't get involved in messing up my thing, do your own thing. I don't care, because I'm slightly to the left. I just don't care. Meanwhile, just don't hurt children. Please don't hurt children, because you'll find me slightly on the right at that point. All right? I could do a little bit of jumping back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But most of us are going to find ourselves slightly to the left. And we're also going to be very capable of compromise and extremely capable of discussion and dialogue and debate. We'll be very, very capable of that. In fact, we'll be anxious to do it at this point. We're anxious for solutions. And we're going to get solutions by talking to each other, not by shooting each other in the face. Not by screaming at each other in the face and spitting on each other in the face. That's not going to do it. Right? So most of us are finding ourselves slightly on the left. And we're willing to compromise. We're willing to listen to anybody who thinks they have a legitimate idea. All right? And so, with that being all stated, you have to understand there's a delicate balance. Jesus Christ is in the absolute middle. He's always in the middle. He'll always be where the answer is. You need to go closer to the middle if you're going to find the answer. Right? Like I said, it's a delicate balance that's being made, mainly due, um, mainly due to the constituency that would consider themselves actually American Christians. They're finding themselves slightly to the left right now. And so what they're desiring is a government that is slightly to the right. It's a delicate balance. As a human being who wants to do his own thing and not be told what to do or how to do it, I'm very willing to let other people do just what they want to do and how they want to do it, so long as they don't hurt no children. I'm cool with it. All right. In fact, so that is what makes me want and desire a government that's slightly to the right. All right, because if I'm living and let living and not giving a damn about what everybody else does, I would want a government who has some specific laws that maybe crack down on pedophiles, because I don't like it. I really don't like it. All right, maybe I have a government that does that. Maybe they take care of the roads. Maybe they get the hell up out of my way and stop taxing me and stop trying to put permits and licenses on me all day and trying to tell me what to do and how to live and stuff. Trying to tell me what to do with my children and things like this. I don't want a government that does this. I want a government that is slightly on the right, meaning very small, minimal basically. Yeah, I want a big military, put it in, make it a defense military. How about that? Because we already got everything we want. So we won, America won, so how about we just pour our money into defense? We might as well. We got so much money. All right? But a government gets the hell out of my way and starts making all these laws. In fact, all these laws are really causing a destruction of our society, a downward spiral. You might have noticed it. It's called tribulation. But that is the delicate balance. You find yourself, if you're slightly on the left, you're looking at a slightly on the right government right now, and you can't wait. You need it. You want it. Of course you want it. All right, because these laws don't keep us safe at night. All right, but at the end of the day, of course, compromise is in the works. Jesus is in the middle, like I said. There is no left and right. There's only wrong and wrong, and Jesus is right. He's right there in the middle. So of course there's going to be compromise, but compromise has to come after discussion. Some people can't put on their big boy pants and have a discussion. They get all emotional, like Anderson Cooper over there. Anderson Cooper, every time he's on the dang television, looks like he's about to cry. All right, so he might want to go home and cry to his mama, or whoever it is he cries to. He might want to go and do that. While some adults actually discuss things with their words and with facts and statistics and not their emotions, like little old girls. I appreciate little girls. I think little girls are awesome. One day they're going to grow up to be women and mothers, and that's amazing. All right, but I don't need no little old girls trying to discuss how to keep children safe. In fact, that's absurd. We're going to reach a delicate balance here in America, and I trust that everywhere else, where I know all sort of people all across the world, they're also trying to reach that delicate balance, because in the middle there's Jesus Christ, and he's full of all sort of solutions and success and peace and contentment. And I'm sorry if it hurts everybody's feelings, but that's what it is. I'll holler at you. It's February the 22nd. 2018.